Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is your Photo News Fix. This fix is brought to you by Squarespace, and my personal website, jaredpolin.com, is built using Squarespace, and I wouldn't recommend anything else if you're a photographer or a creative. It's simple, easy, affordable, and you don't need to know any coding, because we all know I still don't know shit about coding. To get a 14-day free trial without a credit card, go to squarespace.com/FroKnowsPhoto, and if you decide that it's for you, use the code FroKnowsPhoto at checkout to get 10% off your first order. First up, have you ever been excited to head out for an afternoon of drone flying only to realize that you left your phone at home, meaning you no longer had a screen to fly your drone with? Well, the answer to that, Jared, is no, because nobody's forgotten their phone since 2006. I personally keep my phone in my front right pocket of my tight skinny jeans, and that's normally where it is, but right now it's not in my pocket. It's always been a pain in the ass using your phone to fly a drone. You have to fiddle with the connectors, slide it into the controller, and hope no one tries to booty call you when you're flying.
Stop calling me!
DJI just announced their smart controller at CES with a built-in ultra-bright full HD screen that they say is double the brightness for 2 times the fun of a smartphone, which makes it much easier to see in direct sunlight. The new controller supports drones featuring OcuSync 2, including the Mavic 2 Zoom and the Mavic 2 Pro. You will find a 2.5-hour battery life, which should get you plenty of flying time as long as you don't fly more than 2.5 hours. DJI Go 4 is built directly into the controller that's running on Android. The controller will be available in early 2019 at a cost of, well, pretty much a cheap drone of $649. Dan, do you want one of those?
Yes!
No, I'm not paying for that. Next up, since Lexar was sold over a year ago, there haven't been a lot of quality options for card readers. ProGrade Digital, who emerged last year with ex-employees from Lexar and SanDisk, have not been shy about releasing card readers. They currently offer 4 different USB 3.1 and USB-C card readers. There's the Compact Flash and SD reader for those people who still have Canon 5D Mark IVs. There's a CFast and SD reader, a dual micro SD reader, and finally, a dual SD card reader that was just released this week. ProGrade states it can get transfer rates at speeds up to, get this, Dan, 1.21 gigawatts.
Thanks God!
Actually, that's 1.25 gigs a second. Of course, that means you need to have cards that are actually capable of being read that fast, of which there aren't many, if any, out on the market. Now, I personally don't try and transfer 2 cards at once, but I could imagine people who shoot a lot of video would like to have the option of dropping both cards in the machine, going to the bathroom, drinking a beer, doing whatever else they want to do while having those cards transfer. Each of these card readers includes a magnetized bottom that lets you connect the reader to a laptop that has a metal mounting plate. Personally, I rip the magnets out of my ProGrade readers because I'm not attaching any metal plates to the back of my laptop. The only thing that goes on the back of my laptop is a Fro logo. Oh, and I guess an Apple too, because it's already there. Each of these readers are priced at $79.99 and can be found at ProGradeDigital.com. I'm still giving away a Tamron 70-200 2.8 G2. You can get more information on how to enter at FroKnowsPhoto.com/I want G2. Nikon has made some news in Las Vegas out at CES, and is it big news?
Big.
Well, I guess it depends on who you ask. I think some of it is, and on the other hand, some of it is. First, let's start with the not so much. Nikon has officially announced the 14 to 30mm f4S lens for their Z system. This is the widest ultra-wide angle full-frame lens to have a flat front element, which allows you to attach filters. Having the ability to attach an 82mm filter is a big deal for architecture and landscape photographers, as well as videographers who need to use ND filters. Who put DN filters in there? Did I really put DN filters in there? I still read it right because I knew what it was supposed to be, but Jesus. Here's where this lens goes off the rails for me. The price. It's priced at $1,299, and I do get a lot of crap when I say that an f4 isn't a pro lens. Of course, there's some pro f4 lenses out there, but stop reading into things. Now, I get it. Nikon's pushing how small, light, and optically superior this lens is, and I'm sure it's all of those things and possibly a bag of chips. This may be a great lens for nature photographers who don't need to shoot at 2.8 and want something lighter and smaller than a 14 to 24 2.8. But what about the low light shooters like myself and astrophotographers who don't want to ride the ISO? Would you be happy spending that amount of money on an f4 lens? Well, let me know in the comments below. And finally, Nikon made a second announcement at CES regarding the 3 future firmware updates for the Nikon Z6 and Z7 cameras. First, there will be RAW video support using the ProRes RAW codec to an Atomos Ninja 5 recorder. This is going to be great for video shooters who want more control over what they are capturing. Nikon can finally be taken seriously in the video world with these cameras. Second, the Z6 and the Z7 will be able to use CF Express cards, which share the same form factor as the current XQD cards. Did you know that Sony invented the XQD card, Dan, and they've never actually used it in any of their cameras in the consumer, Bummer. I still have a Laserdisc. The only problem with those cards is they don't exactly exist in the world in large numbers just yet. Now, ProGrade Digital did announce that they will be coming out with a 1 terabyte CF Express card, so you could expect to see cards and readers from them and probably a few other people. Last and not least, Nikon is working on IAF. No shit, Sherlock, they needed it. And guess what? They even have a demonstration video. In the video, you can see the autofocus acquiring the eye, much like Sony has been able to do for the last couple of years. So shut up, Sony fanboys. We get it. You've had IAF for a long time. Speaking of IAF, my eye is out of focus. I need IAF because right now my left eye is blurry as shit. The only difference is it seems that the Sony has a much smaller box.
Take a look inside.
Whereas Nikon's box seems to be a little more looser.
In a box.
In my opinion, the smaller the box, the better and hopefully more accurate the IAF will be. It also looks like it will be possible to select which eye you would like to shoot if you have multiple subjects in the frame. My only hope is that Nikon's IAF can match how amazing Sony's IAF currently is. So when can you expect this firmware update, you may be asking? I don't know, don't look at me, I don't know everything. I do know a lot, but I don't know this. And I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Nikon says, and I quote, "Details including the release date of the new firmware updates will be shared at a later date." So basically, you can expect it around the time that the second card slot shows up, along with a vertical grip. And there you have it. That's your photo news fix this time around. To check out the last fix, go ahead and click on the screen right here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and go get entered to win that Tamron 70-200 G2. Thank you very much for watching. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.